Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning into AMTV Alternative Media Television. Please click the link below to support our sponsor, goldsilver.com. That's goldsilver.com. Get all of your precious metals needs, gold and silver from goldsilver.com. Have it shipped securely to your door or store it safely with Brinks Storage. Enter promo code AMTV-FREE USA right now. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning into AMTV Alternative Media Television. It is Monday night, evening, May 12, 2014, and many of you around the world probably just tuned into, as did I, the Donald Sterling Tells All to Anderson Cooper this evening, specifically asking for forgiveness. And there was a couple big things that I wanted to point out to you, our audience, and many of you probably picked up on your own. First off being that Donald Sterling absolutely crucifies himself in this interview. And honest to God is a PR nightmare. After watching this video, I can't help but conclude that this guy is not only a bumbling dumb shit and a fool, but also a racist who is probably demented and suffering from some form of brain malfunction and dementia. But I also want to point out that Donald Sterling also may have a little bit more going on underneath the hood than many of you suspect. And what was obvious to me was that he was coached on this interview. Even the fact that he picked Anderson Cooper to interview with, a outed homosexual in his own right, who has come out very publicly in recent years, that decision in and of itself was and is a part of this PR campaign. Whoever, of course, is advising Donald Sterling probably is losing a lot of sleep because, again, this guy is a PR nightmare, and he also, I think, did more harm than good in tonight's interview, really crucifying himself in the eyes of the public, not only whining like a little rich billionaire baby, but going on to make even more racist, arguably heinous comments throughout the rest of the interview, of which I'll point out comments he made about Magic Johnson. A few good points, a few very bad points, again, none of them helping Mr. Sterling's cause. Again, this bumbling fool, crybaby billionaire who was wiretapped illegally by a con job hooker, really just kind of a high-level prostitute, Miss Stiviano, who, by the way, is profiting from this immensely in the millions of dollars after leaking this to TMZ and the other trash-talking websites that the American dumbass sheeple just can't stop tuning into. Again, all of this pre-planned. Anderson Cooper, of course, the decision to interview with him versus Barbara Walters, clearly a part of the PR, or at least the attempt to repair Mr. Sterling's public image, although that failed miserably tonight. Choosing Anderson Cooper, again, an openly gay male who has a declining viewership, losing over 50% of its viewers year over year at CNN, but still holds quite a bit of weight among the bumbling, idiotic mainstream sheeple. Again, there's a reason that he decided to not interview with Barbara Walters, an aging fossil who is most closely related to the dinosaurs that were destroyed by a large asteroid hitting the Earth thousands and thousands of years ago. Of course, many of you probably also saw her interview with this con job hooker, high-level prostitute, Miss V. Stiviano. We know that doesn't stand for virgin because she's an absolute high-level whore bag, selling herself out to the highest bidder at the moment, who just happened to be Donald Sterling, so that she could profit immensely from the situation, of which she did a very incredible entrepreneurial job, giving whore bag prostitutes everywhere, high-level prostitutes everywhere, I guess a notch up, and maybe providing a blueprint for future scam artists and high-level prostitutes to profit off these aging fossils themselves, these sterling billionaires who obviously can't hold their tongue and continue to penetrate the American public with even more racist and damning, hurtful comments that will only, again, hurt his cause. Now, remember, the larger issue here really is, it is a freedom of speech issue. Again, nothing illegal with being racist. I'd also like to point out Donald Sterling, a Jew, but also the fact that the Sterling conversation was recorded illegally without his knowledge. And of course, many of you probably would agree with me to think that anything that you say behind closed doors wouldn't be leaked out to the public to be used against you, so perhaps a competitor or an enemy not only could damage you, but could potentially buy your team at a steep discount, which is the accusation, and there's probably some truth to it, that Magic Johnson wanted the team along with the other black mafia whores like Oprah Winfrey, and her Hawaiian cartel, Larry Ellison of Oracle, and the founder of Geffen, a very powerful trio after the assets, the very lucrative and profitable assets of Donald Sterling and the Los Angeles Clippers. Again, really just a horrible situation and very damning for Donald Sterling. Does nothing to repair his image, but really just makes himself look like an idiot and really proves the liberal point, this scaremongering pile on the train, on the bandwagon point, that he really is kind of a plantation owner's mentality. Here, trashing Magic Johnson, saying during his interview that Magic Johnson isn't somebody to look up to because he has AIDS, which is kind of funny because Magic Johnson has HIV. He doesn't have full-blown AIDS, but he does make a good point that so many youngsters out there look up to an individual who allegedly has slept with thousands of women, if not men, and had contracted and has contracted HIV, but because he has millions and millions and millions of dollars, if not more himself, will never get full-blown AIDS because, again, elites in this country with money, those that can bypass Obamacare in this bullshit health care that Obama himself, congressmen and senators don't even have to engage in because they get their separate high-level care, can live like fossils into eternity and live the transhumanist lifestyle that is these Google executives like Ray Kurzweil set on transhumanism and Google nanobots into infinity. Doc Rivers, the coach of the Clippers, said he didn't care much for Donald Sterling's apology. And again, this just proves the point that this interview that Donald Sterling finally chose to do, probably on the advice who had obviously been coached by his PR representative, was an absolute failure, failing miserably in the eyes of the public and only just proving simply that he's an idiot. Outside of the fact that he explicitly states himself that Jews are somehow more giving than blacks, and then goes on a tantrum, epic rant on Magic Johnson for having AIDS, of which actually only has HIV and not full-blown AIDS. But again, the larger point here is, was there ulterior motive from people like Magic Johnson, Oprah Winfrey, Larry Ellison, and others to acquire Donald Sterling's team by perhaps blackmailing and scapegoating him through this sex transaction that is and makes up the whore, V. Stiviano, who obviously is only after money and her own selfish gain in this social media pompous, narcissistic selfie world that profits immensely, again, from these types of leaks to news organizations. Really, I wouldn't call them organizations. Just really trash media that makes up TMZ and others today. Again, these images here in the background only prove my point of the type of lady that V. Stiviano is. Again, the larger issue here is Donald Sterling was wiretapped illegally, and he has every right. Again, there's nothing illegal about being racist, nor is there anything illegal about being stupid. But in a society now that can leak anything and that is actively recording everything you do visually through data entry and also through the images coming from your smartphones, your webcams, your computers, your laptops and iPads, a society that can basically crucify you in an active pro-leftist CNN-led witch hunt, as was the case with this CNN mainstream coverage. And again, the very poignant and very specific choice to do an interview with openly gay homosexual Anderson Cooper, to somehow portray Sterling as a man who is okay being interviewed by somebody who enjoys sexual relationships with men. I'd like to hear your thoughts. My name's, again, Christopher Green. You've been tuning into AMTV, Alternative Media Television. Get this video out everywhere, make it viral, and click the link below to support our sponsor.